Hamdi Ulukaya, who revolutionized the American yogurt market, was born in a remote village in Erzincan. As a child, his family made a living selling milk and yogurt. He went to America to buy a language, found the yogurts disgusting, and decided to enter the business. He bought a dairy with a loan and lived there for the first 2 years. In just 5 years, he took over the yogurt line. In 2012, he was awarded the Entrepreneur of the Year award in America. Today, he has a net worth of $2 billion. Hamdi Ulukaya, whose fortune rose to $13.5 billion in October 2025, became the richest person in Turkey. He also entered the top 200 on the list of the world's richest people. Hamdi Ulukaya, the founder of the famous American yogurt company Chobani and known as the Yogurt King, was born in 1972 in a village in Erzincan, Turkey. He worked as a sheep shepherd during his childhood, and in 1994, he dropped out of Ankara University, where he was studying political science, to go to America to learn English. There, following his father's advice, he decided to sell yogurt and cheese, eventually founding the world-famous Chobani brand. Hamdi Ulukaya, who spent his childhood in Turkey and is a veritable yogurt enthusiast, stumbled upon an old yogurt factory in New York while studying, and the Chobani brand was born. Within 3 years, Chobani became the best-selling brand in its field in the USA. The place where I was born and raised has a climate very similar to Colorado. It has snowy mountains and a magnificent spring. I grew up with shepherds. We were a nomadic family. We would go up to the highlands with the sheep, goats, and cows. There, we would make yogurt and cheese. When winter approached, we would return to our village. I can say that this kind of life instilled a sense of security in me. As children, we weren't afraid of anything. We didn't care about money because you couldn't buy anything with money in the mountains. For example, when wolves attacked the flock and all your sheep were killed, all the families in the neighborhood would donate a sheep each. The next day, you would have a flock of sheep again. There isn't a single day now that I don't remember those days. I was attending a boarding school. My plan was to become a teacher after graduation. However, I didn't finish the school and eventually left. Because I was an activist, I was constantly getting into trouble with the police. So one day I thought, I have to leave here. I have to go to Europe. It's impossible to live here anymore. A friend asked, why don't you go to America? Until then, the US hadn't really crossed my mind. I thought the US was the source of all the world's problems, the greatest imperialist power in the world. But since I was a university student at the time, I got a US visa. With a small suitcase and $3,000 in my pocket, my American adventure began. Babame bdye, bani ziredi, geldi via, berada pener retmalisen, Americata dogru, dizi gian biet, beliak, det di, benda ona kale, savap verdem, neden bile berki yapayam. Binlers kilometre, kade yap tikums, ke yap mak iken mi, geldem, sonraki berkak yil banam, iken zor jekti, biats panor, isun gerdum, ke kaber fabric, kurdum ama her gnms, skentel, jeki ordu. Hata fabric honin, yaninda ufakber, dear vardi. Oraya gidep, her gianai bu iskerdum kie. Bu kadar, insanin, mazana, nasal gadesigim, nas elest a alaka m. Die her gian kendemi your biddy reardem.